Imagine a land vast and ancient, cradled by snow-capped peaks and washed by turquoise seas. A land of vibrant colors, swirling scents, and a billion stories whispered on the wind. This is India. Not just a country, but a subcontinent, a civilization, an idea that has flowed like its sacred rivers for millennia. Join us as we embark on an impossible journey to capture the essence of India's staggering history in just 10 minutes. Our story begins not with kings or empires, but with whispers from the dust. Over 4,500 years ago, along the fertile banks of the Indus River, flourished one of the world's earliest urban civilizations, the Indus Valley people. We see their ghosts in the meticulously planned cities of Mohenjo-daro and Harappa, brick houses, sophisticated drainage systems, granaries hinting at a prosperous, organized society. They left behind enigmatic seals carved with animals and a script we still cannot fully decipher. Who were they? What did they believe? Their silence speaks volumes about the depths of time we are peering into. As the Indus cities faded, new waves of people, the Indo-Aryans, migrated into the subcontinent. From this era emerges a different kind of legacy, not of brick but of word. This is the Vedic period. Sacred hymns, the Vedas, composed in Sanskrit, echo with rituals, philosophy, and the earliest foundations of Hinduism. Concepts like dharma or duty and karma, action and consequence, began to shape the spiritual landscape. Great epics, the Mahabharata and Ramayana, were born tales of gods, heroes, complex moral choices, stories that continue to resonate in the heart of India today. Society began to structure itself, laying down roots both profound and sometimes painfully rigid. Centuries flowed like the Ganges, kingdoms rose and fell. Then, around the 3rd century BCE, came unification on an unprecedented scale. Chandragupta Maurya forged the vast Mauryan Empire, stretching across much of the land. But it's his grandson Ashoka whose story truly illuminates the era. Initially a ruthless conqueror, Ashoka was profoundly changed by the bloody Kalinga War. Remorse led him to embrace Buddhism, not just personally, but as a principle of governance. His rock edicts scattered across the empire preached tolerance, compassion, and peace. Imagine an emperor renouncing violence, dedicating his reign to the welfare of his people and even animals. Ashoka's wheel, the Dharma Chakra, still graces India's flag today, a timeless reminder of this ethical revolution. After the Mauryas, fragmentation returned. But then, a new dynasty ushered in what many call India's Golden Age. From the 4th to 6th centuries CE, the Gupta Empire fostered an environment where arts, sciences, and literature really flourished. Brilliant minds made breathtaking discoveries. The concept of zero, the decimal system, advancements in astronomy, medicine, and metalwork, like the astonishingly rust-resistant iron pillar of Delhi. Kalidasa, the Shakespeare of India, penned timeless plays and poetry. Caves at Ajanta and Ellora were carved into magnificent temples and monasteries, filled with breathtaking art. It was an era of intellectual ferment and cultural confidence. India has always been a crossroads, attracting traders, travelers, and new ideas. From the 8th century onwards, Islamic influence arrived, first through trade, then through conquest. Various Turkic and Afghan dynasties established sultanates, with Delhi as a powerful center. This era brought new styles of architecture, administration, and culture, blending with existing traditions. Then, in the early 16th century, came Babur, a descendant of Timur and Genghis Khan. He swept down from Central Asia, laying the foundation for the mighty Mughal Empire. This dynasty would shape India for over 3 centuries, leaving an indelible mark. The Mughals presided over an era of extraordinary wealth, power, and artistic achievement. Think of Akbar the Great, a visionary emperor who practiced religious tolerance, attempting to synthesize faiths, fostering dialogue between scholars of different backgrounds. His administrative reforms created a stable, prosperous empire. Later, Shah Jahan, heartbroken by the loss of his wife Mumtaz Mahal, commissioned the Taj Mahal, not just a building, but a poem in marble, an enduring symbol of love and architectural perfection recognized worldwide. Mughal miniature painting reached exquisite heights, capturing court life, nature, and epic tales in intricate detail. This was an age of unparalleled splendor, a fusion of Persian, Indian, and Central Asian cultures. But even as the Mughals shone, ships from distant Europe were appearing on India's horizons. The Portuguese, Dutch, French, and British came initially seeking spices and trade. The British East India Company, however, proved different. Through shrewd politics, treaties, and military might, it gradually transformed from a trading body into a ruling power. The Battle of Plassey in 1757 was a pivotal moment, marking the beginning of company dominance. Indian rulers were sidelined, resources were exploited, and the intricate fabric of Indian society began to fray under the weight of foreign control. The seeds of empire were sown, and the shadow of colonization began to lengthen across the land. The Great Revolt of 1857, sparked by deep-seated grievances, led to the brutal end of the East India Company's rule, but ushered in direct control by the British Crown, the British Raj. India became the jewel in the crown of the British Empire. While the British built railways, telegraph lines, and a unified administration, it came at a tremendous cost: economic exploitation, famines, and the suppression of Indian aspirations. Yet, within this oppression, the seeds of resistance grew into a mighty forest. A new generation of Indians, educated yet marginalized, began to demand self-rule. Figures like Dadabhai Naoroji Tilak and Gokhale laid the groundwork. Then came a man who would change everything: Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi. Returning from South Africa, Gandhi transformed the independence movement into a mass struggle. His philosophy of satyagraha, truth force, or non-violent resistance, captured the imagination of millions. The simple spinning wheel, the charkha, became a symbol of self-reliance. Salt marches, boycotts, civil disobedience, ordinary Indians faced down batons and bullets with courage and conviction. Figures like Jawaharlal Nehru, Sardar Patel, Subhas Chandra Bose, and countless others, men and women, joined the fight. The struggle was long, arduous, filled with sacrifice and imprisonment. It was a moral battle waged against the mightiest empire on earth, demonstrating the power of peaceful defiance. Finally, exhausted by World War II and pressured by the relentless movement, Britain conceded independence. But freedom came at a terrible price. On August 15, 1947, India awoke to freedom, but also to the agony of partition. The subcontinent was divided into India and Pakistan based on religious lines. Unspeakable violence erupted as millions were displaced in one of history's largest and most traumatic migrations. Amidst the joy of independence, championed by its first prime minister, Jawaharlal Nehru, lay the deep scar of division, a wound that echoes even today. Since 1947, India has charted its course as the world's largest democracy, a nation of staggering diversity, languages, religions, cultures, woven into a complex, sometimes chaotic, but always vibrant tapestry. It has faced immense challenges: poverty, inequality, conflicts. Yet, it has also achieved incredible progress, advancements in science and technology, a booming economy, a resilient democratic spirit. From the Green Revolution feeding its millions to reaching for the stars with its space program, India's journey continues. "10 minutes can barely scratch the surface of millennia." India's history is not just a sequence of events, it's an endless river, constantly flowing, changing course, absorbing tributaries, yet remaining fundamentally itself. It's a story of resilience in the face of invasion, tolerance amidst diversity, ancient wisdom coexisting with modern ambition. The echoes of the Indus Valley, the edicts of Ashoka, the genius of the Guptas, the grandeur of the Mughals, the pain of colonization, the triumph of freedom, they all live on. India's story is still being written, a vibrant, complex, and unfolding narrative carrying the weight of history and the promise of the future. If you enjoyed this deep dive into history, be sure to like this video, subscribe to Past Matter for more past awesome stories, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next exploration of the past.